The email popped up on our shared family laptop. Your DNA results are ready. My heart dropped, so hard I had to grab the counter. I'm 46. My daughter Kayla is 19, a college freshman who thinks spitting in a tube for a genetics kit is just a fun way to see if she's part Viking or part something interesting. She has no idea that her biology is the least interesting part of her story, because officially, she's mine. Unofficially, her body was carried by someone else. 20 years ago, my husband David and I found out we couldn't have children naturally. After failed treatments and a lot of grief, we turned to adoption. Kayla's birth mother, Melissa, was 17, scared and very clear. She didn't want to parent, but she didn't want to disappear either. We made an open adoption agreement through an agency. Photos, letters, occasional visits when Kayla was older if everyone felt comfortable. Then, a year after placement, Melissa was hit by a drunk driver and died. Our agency told us we had no legal obligation to maintain contact with her extended family who lived in another state. We sent one last update to the grandmother, offered a channel if she wanted it. We never heard back. Life moved on. We agreed early on that Kayla would always know she was adopted someday. We read all the books that said, tell them young. But then actually doing it kept getting pushed. After she sleeps through the night, after preschool ends, after we move, after middle school drama calms down. Each year the conversation got bigger and scarier, and our window for making it normal got smaller. By high school she looked so much like David, same eyes, same posture, that people constantly said, she's your copy. She looked nothing like me, but that's not unusual in families. Kayla would joke, sorry mom, I got dad's everything in your anxiety. We all laughed, and I told myself we'd tell her before college. We didn't. Then she went off to college and called one weekend. Mom, my roommate and I ordered those DNA tests. The results will tell your ancestry, health stuff, everything. Cool, right? I froze. Yeah, I managed. Cool. Just remember those tests are mostly for entertainment. They're not medical care. Relax, she laughed. I'm not diagnosing myself on TikTok. I spent the next 6 weeks sleeping badly. I knew logically that the test results wouldn't say adopted. It would just show that her DNA didn't match mine. But we lived in a world where the app might suggest close relative matches if any of Melissa's family had tested too. I kept wanting to call and blurt it out. Before you open that email, there's something you need to know. Instead, I kept chickening out because I hated that the first time she'd hear, you're adopted, would be over the phone during midterms. Now the email was sitting on the screen. From the kitchen, David called. Everything okay? I turned the laptop toward him. His face went as pale as I felt. We can't wait anymore, I said. If she opens this and finds some half-uncle match we never told her about. He nodded slowly. We tell her tonight. We FaceTimed her after dinner. She answered from her dorm bed, hair in a messy bun, excited. Did you see? The email came. I'm about to open it and find out if I'm part alien. Actually, I said, voice shaking. Can you hold off for a minute? There's something we need to talk about first. The smile faded. You're scaring me. Is someone sick? No, I said quickly. Everyone's okay. This is about how you came into our family. Silence. David jumped in. We should have told you a long time ago. We thought we'd find the perfect moment. There isn't one. So we're just going to say it. We adopted you when you were a baby. Kayla blinked. Once. Twice. What? I felt tears burning. You are our daughter in every way that matters. I carried you in my heart, not my body. Your first mom, her name was Melissa, couldn't raise you. She chose us. We have letters. Photos. We've always meant to share them when you were ready, but we kept postponing. My hand shook so badly that I set the phone down on the table and just let her see my face. She stared at the screen for what felt like a year. So that DNA test will show you are not biologically related to me, I said. And maybe that you have relatives on your birth mom's side. We didn't want you to get blindsided by a random surprise. You have a cousin email. Her voice got sharp. How long have you been hiding this? Since you were born, David admitted. We were wrong to wait. We thought we were protecting you, but really we were protecting ourselves from a hard conversation. She wiped her eyes with the back of her hand. So who am I then? You're Kayla, I said. You're the kid who insisted on sleeping with a dinosaur for 3 years. You're the teenager who made us playlists so we'd keep up with music. You're the person who made me a mom every day for 19 years. Biology doesn't erase any of that. She was quiet. Then she asked, "Can I see her?" "Melissa." We slid the folder onto the table. Yes, we'd actually had a physical folder ready for years, and showed her photos over the camera. A girl with her same smile and hair, holding newborn Kayla in the hospital. Kayla gasped. "She looks like me." "She's part of you," I said. "And so are we." She didn't open the DNA email that night. She said she needed time to process and hung up. For 3 days, she barely texted. I respected the space, even though it ate me alive. Then she called again, voice calmer. "I opened the results," she said. "It's weird, but not as earth-shattering as I thought. There's a match listed as close family, possible aunt. Can we talk about that later?" "Of course," I said. Then she added, "I'm mad you didn't tell me earlier. I feel like I've been living next to a locked door in my own house. But I don't feel less your kid. I just feel like my story got bigger." I sobbed in relief. "You're allowed to be mad," I said. "We'll answer every question. No more secrets." She laughed a little. "Good, because I have a lot of questions. Like, am I allowed to tell people I have 2 moms now? Because that sounds kind of cool." I told her Melissa would probably love that. We're now working with a counselor who specializes in adoption to navigate whatever comes next, whether that's contacting the possible aunt or just letting Kayla set the pace. It's not neat or easy, but it's honest. If there's anything I learned from almost letting a lab report tell my daughter who she is, it's this. DNA can connect dots, but it can't draw the whole picture. That part is painted by midnight fevers, school projects, bad jokes, and ordinary Tuesdays. And from now on, Kayla gets the whole picture. No more locked doors, even the scary ones.